Okay, awesome. So, just I wanted to know, how did you live the experience? Like, what has it meant for you? How did you live it? The feelings, everything. Just I want to know everything.
Oh man, Anna, how much time do you have? I mean,
However you need.
thank you, but I will make sure that I put it in a beautiful package for you so that people will stay tuned instead of hearing me rattle on. But it was definitely a range of emotions. There were some days leading up that I just was full of anxiety, like wanting to not let the ball drop, like let me do my best, let me just show up and do my best. But what I was realizing is that was taking away from the beauty of the moment, of just really, like you were just saying, just living it out. Because what happens is you can't really control what happens next, because my dream is that this continues to open up doors for me. For example, the woman who had previously been the announcer for maybe the past decade, she went on to do the Emmys, the Kennedy Honors, she did some stuff for the Super Bowl. So I was like, okay, let me get this right so I can follow in her footsteps and make some of my own. But tomorrow's not promised, right? And if tomorrow's not promised, then let me live fully today. And so some of the things that helped me stay present and grounded and grateful was all the love from back home, whether it was my fellow Tar Heels. I'm a proud representative of Durham, never the university that's in Durham, but just the city of Durham. So all the love that I have gotten up to this point kind of really helped ground me, settle me. And also in terms of showing up for the big day, know that I'm not alone, know that I'm supported, and know that I am representing for the Tar Heels or for my hometown. And so what happens is I'm in a trailer, ish, Bat Cave. I'm at the Dolby Theater, but I'm in an area where it's just pure sound, not the shenanigans in the theater. And I'm paired with this woman who is like the script supervisor. I think that's her exact title, but she's the one that makes sure I'm saying what I'm saying. We're on time, we're on task. And she's been working the Oscars for about 30 years. So I was totally with a seasoned pro in very good hands. And what she told me helped me settle as well and be in the moment and really enjoy what I was doing. So in other words, instead of, am I getting this line right? Let me make sure I'm not stumbling over my words. She said, my words live are the ones that are honoring these people who have worked all their lives for this award, for this dream. So if I am able to be in service of these people, then it's not about me anymore. So when I made it not about me and made it in a way to understand the gift that I was able to be or to deliver, as in with my voice and my words, man, what an honor. And it just took all the anxiety away. Man, that was a really long answer, Anna.
No, that was great. I was actually going to ask you about the nerves, about the anxiety, how you managed that. So, but you're telling me that you managed it pretty well. And I could also tell by because I watched some of the clips where I can hear your voice, and it was great.
Oh, thanks. And that's another thing too. So in terms of preparation, it's more for me than just la la la. Let me make sure my voice is hydrated and warm. It's also understanding I'm doing more than just reading. If I see the films, I can understand the excitement behind it. So for example, when Coda won, I was able to channel all the love I have for that beautiful film into me announcing that it was, that they were the winner. That I didn't announce the winner, but for that category. But as in the walk up, all the little tidbits about them. It was their first Oscar win and their third nomination tonight, and they won all three for those categories. And I was so moved and in the moment too. Now, with my voice, though, I can't get too excited and show my bias because I really was hoping that they won. But I could still at least share by knowing the backstory and seeing the films and performances, my joy in the moment.
So from what I'm getting here, you knew about the winners live. You did not know prior, right?
Correct. So that's what happens.
Okay.
It really is all live. So the script supervisor is here. We're intently listening. And that's the thing too. My particular job, are these making too much noise? I thought they would be cute, but they're just making, are they not
so
making
cute.
noise?
So cute.
Okay. Because I'm always trying to represent, but I feel like they are hitting my earbuds and I didn't know if it was transferring over there. Good. Okay, great. So my script supervisor is sitting here. Right. And I've got these cans on, cans as in earphones. And not only is it about, okay, can I read and read this with love and joy and excitement? In my earphones is production. So I'm hearing, all right, camera two, no, let's go to camera three, back out, and the lights. And I'm also hearing, I'm waiting for them to say announcer or cue announcer, because sometimes they'll say announcer ready, but either way, it's a very technical component to what I do. And I cue my own sound into the auditorium and wherever else it goes. So I've got to be listening intently, able to filter out everything except my cue, know to push the button and to read. And when it's live, knowing with my trusty right hand supervisor which one we're going to read at that moment. And yeah, it's exciting and definitely kept me on my toes as well.
Wow, that's awesome. I mean, I think that's a question that a lot of people might have. Like, did she know before or not? So
no,
that's awesome.
No. And there were some. So what happens in my process is I go into a pre-recording session maybe 2 weeks in advance, and I work with a master linguist who knows like 10 languages and how to say everyone's name perfectly as if she's from that country. So that's how I learned how to properly say each name. So I say every name per category, and my pronunciations go to the presenters so they can learn how to say it for their segment. The segments that weren't live and that were slightly pre-recorded, as in pre-recorded the hour prior to the Oscars, they called it the golden hour. That was the technical categories like the cinematography, or maybe cinematography was the current, either way, sound, a production design. Those are the ones that I said. And I'm going somewhere with this story, Anna. Hold on. I'm telling you this for a reason. Oh, right. But so those are the pre-recorded parts. So 25% of what I did was about pre-recorded. So it was those packages as well as some of the sponsor segments. They come with Verizon 5G and whatever, or crypto.com. So all that was pre-recorded. But what's live is going back to announcing the names live. I had to say those names live if they were coming up to the stage. So I still had to be super prepared. And I was still trying to pull for everybody, even if their name was complicated. But that was, again, going back to some of my preparation process for this particular role.
That's amazing. And how did this happen? Like, did you get a call? Did you apply for this?
That is a great question. So much is about relationships and who you know, right? And so much is also about, as my dad would say, you got to stay ready to keep from getting ready. As in, when the opportunity comes, you got to be ready. So I had an opportunity to audition from the producer himself, Will Packer. And this goes back to Carolina. Okay. My best friend at Carolina, Tori Littlejohn, back in the day, she was Tori Overton. She was my dearest friend at Carolina. And I thought I was fancy with her as my best friend because she was out of state and she knew out of state stuff. So our freshman year spring break, she's from St. Louis, her best friend from St. Louis went to FAMU, and we took a road trip for freshman year spring break down to Florida A&M University, which is in Tallahassee, Florida. Had a great time. And that's when I met Will Packer, because he is a proud graduate of Florida A&M University. And we kept in touch when we both had, dreams. Now his dreams took off, and mine are still there. But he was able to be in a position to give me the opportunity to audition. So I will always be in so much appreciation for him, recognizing that I'm in some areas of the world an undiscovered talent, and to put me on the big stage for the world. How exciting is that? I mean, again, I did have to audition for it, but to just be even given an opportunity to throw my hat in the ring was so exciting. So at first I sent in all my demo reels. As a voiceover artist, I have an animation reel, I have a audio book reel, I have a commercial reel. And then I made it to the next round, and they needed something a bit more Oscar focused. So I went back and I transcribed some Oscar announcer jargon from the past, created my own audition, and that's what won me the job. So wow. Plant those seeds of people and stay in touch in a genuine way. And then when the opportunity comes, be ready.
That's incredible. I was not expecting all that story. That's amazing. And I've seen that you have not studied like for being an actress or so. So how did this happen? Was this always a dream of yours? And how did you specifically start with VO?
Okay, so I actually always wanted to be an actress. And at Carolina, I was communication studies, but with the performance and with a concentration in performance. So shout out at that time, it was Paul Ferguson and Dr. Soyini Madison. And I will always honor them. And performance studies was different than drama at Carolina, because it was more taking written work and adapting it for the stage, more like storytelling. And I really feel like that's where my best magic is brewing in that area. And I did get a corporate job right after Carolina. I moved to Atlanta, and I was a consultant for Capgemini, Ernst & Young. But I realized corporate wasn't for me. I wanted to pursue my childhood dreams. And this, I want to go back real quick and add another story to that, because this also might be helpful for some of your fellow students. I didn't know what I wanted to major in, and I was nervous about majoring in communication studies, because what do you do with the communication studies degree? I had enough credits that I was able to do a second degree as well. My second degree is in psychology. But okay, what happens there? What's your long-term goal? Well, at the time, I had assigned to a counselor advisor through the Moorhead program. Now it's the Moorhead Kane program. And he said, so hopefully this is helpful, major in what you like. Do the things take the classes that make your soul on fire, and everything else will fall into place. And in terms of finding a job, if that's the route you decide to go, they'll teach you what you need to know on the job. It's more so doing what you like, because that will be what you will do well in. And then when it comes to, again, finding a job, they're going to look for your extracurricular or your leadership or your communication skills. Your major becomes secondary. So that was very useful advice to me. That's how I ended up in performance studies. Still got a corporate job, didn't like it, figured young enough, no kids, no spouse, nothing to hold me back from just, jumping. And I jumped. I told two people. I told the gentleman who hired me to do my corporate job, and I told the woman who was assigned to be my counselor on the corporate job. The gentleman who hired me, I said, hey, I want to live my childhood dreams. He said, great, go for it. And here are two of my contacts, going back to people in your network. One of the contacts was a writer for the Jamie Foxx show, and the other was a contact that was a writer for the Parkers. This is all before y'all were born. Those were big sitcoms at the time, and they put me on as a union extra. And as an actor, getting in the union is a really big feat in terms of your journey. So that's how that happened. And my counselor at the time said, don't quit. I will put in the transfer papers for you to transfer to the Los Angeles office. Let's get you out there like that. So I feel, again, being open with your dreams, and you never know what angels are waiting in the wings to help fly you there. So if it's on your heart, share it from a genuine place, and those people slash angels, because I think we're all angels for each other in some way or another in this lifetime. They will show up. They will show up. So that's how I got to LA from Carolina.
Wow. And you first started as an actress for like TV shows and then VO?
Yes, that's right. That's really your question, Anna. And I'm just going on and on. So yeah, so I
No.
went as an actor, and in LA, I realized that there are many different ways or many different realms of this entertainment business. And voiceover is definitely a solid chunk of entertainment. How did I get into it is the same way that I got the the opportunity to audition for the Oscars. It was somebody I knew. I met this guy, Terry Savage, and I like to especially say his name in this because he's no longer with us. And so just want him to live on in a special, important way for my life, because that is how I broke in. His auntie was casting Grand Theft Auto San Andreas at the time, and allowed him to bring some of his friends in to audition for the video game. He's asked me if I want to audition. I was like, yeah. And I got a role on the video game. After I got the role on the video game, my commercial agent at the time had a voiceover department. And I said, hey, I just booked this. You can have 10% of what I make if you represent me. And that's how my voiceover career began. That was back in 2004. So that was 18 years ago.
Wow.
Yep.
That's awesome. Also, as I told you when I sent you my text, this is actually like, I'm very interested personally because I love acting and I love voiceover, and I actually have never met any professional in the field of VO. So like, this is really helpful and interesting for me too. So yeah, and I think I covered all of my questions. So that would be it for me. It was so nice to meet you. This is going to be so helpful for me. And I want to congratulate you again because you're amazing. And I'm sure all UNC is so proud of you. And yeah, just thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you for just letting me rattle on and share. Anytime I can be connected to Carolina, it is such a blessing. I think the toughest part about being out here is being so far away from home. So any way to stay connected to my heels, to where I'm from, is a gift for me. So thank you. And I am doing my best to represent for this epic Final Four.
Yeah.
I will be in New Orleans at the game.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Wow.
So I'm gonna tell, I know this interview is over, but I'm gonna tell a quick story. And I think this is really important.
Yeah.
Again, if anybody can take anything positive away from it, I'm honored to share it.
Mm-hmm.
I got the call yesterday. I was still, okay, so I've been in Hollywood. They put me up. There's a Lowe's hotel right beside the Dolby Theater in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been there since Friday. I even had to work Monday morning. So they do an international package of the Oscars and they needed my voice. So even the morning after, I was up at 6 a.m. in the voiceover studio. So after I came back to the hotel, I was like, I'm gonna get a late checkout. I'm just gonna enjoy my last few minutes in Hollywood. And I got a text from the chancellor's office about my wife and I being a guest for the game. And it was the most exciting text I have gotten all week long. And I've gotten some great texts, believe me. I talked about all the love, but that one, I was floored. Girl, I cried like I won the Oscar. So shout out to the chancellor. But I'm telling this to tell a very specific story.
Okay.
Because there's certain things that had to have happened for this moment to have happened. Just talking about meeting Will Packer, going to Carolina, my best friend being from St. Louis, and her friend being FAMU, like that had to have happened. Same thing with me going to the game with my wife and the chancellor, or as one of his guests. I was not dating women at Carolina. My journey exploring the beautiful colors of life and love happened after college.
Okay.
When I don't come home often because it's a long way away. And then homecoming is so close to Thanksgiving and Christmas. I just come home. But my 20th college Carolina reunion was maybe a couple years ago. And part of Carolina homecoming, of course, you've got BAR, which is the Black Alumni Reunion, and that's huge. And what I had planned to, one of the things I had planned to attend, there was also my sorority. Shout out to all members of Delta Sigma Theta sorority, Kappa Omicron chapter. That was part of it. And then I also, what's close to my heart that I was involved in at Carolina was the North Carolina Fellows Program. And we had lost a member of our class. It was only 20 of us. And, I'm talking 20 years and I'm old, but in the grand scheme of things, I'm not in terms of losing your life. So I wanted to really make sure that I went back and connected with my classmates. Looking at all of the things that were going on at Carolina for homecoming weekend was a CPAN event. That stands for Carolina Pride Alumni Network. And that's the gay LGBT plus alum arm of the university. I had never heard of it, but I knew it existed. And I also knew I needed to show up because I felt like in spaces that are like gay, and you show up, it's mostly men and it's mostly white men. And I was like, I need to show my brown feminine face because representation and visibility matters. So if there was a student or just someone who is peeking over to see, am I welcome here? Do I belong here? Do I see myself there? I wanted to show up and be like, yeah, you do. Because I showed up, I'm starting a long story again, so I'm sorry, Anna, but because I showed up and I made such genuine connections and was a genuine myself there, being there, they asked me to be on the board. So now I serve on the board of Carolina Pride Alumni Network. I live in LA. Part of the board's task is to start smaller chapters. So I've been tapped to help start the Los Angeles chapter of CPAN for Carolina. I had a meeting with Sean Grab from the university's development office during the Carolina Duke last game where we crushed them, and the chancellor came too. So during our lunch, she said, I have a visitor. Is it okay if he comes to our lunch? And it was Chancellor Guskowitz. So of course, so I had a chance to spend some one-on-one time with him, along with Justin Young. Want to give him a shout out in this. He's class of 2002 out here in LA, also helping to start the LA chapter of CPAN. And we had great interaction. And, that's when I first found out I was going to be the announcer for the Oscars. The chancellor was proud. Everybody's excited. Carolina won. All these good things happened. And then I got that text yesterday. I say all that to say that really long story to say that because I showed up, that's half the battle, right? But I didn't show up for me. I showed up for something greater than me. That's really where the magic happens. Similar to the story, I was just like, how did I calm my nerves with the announcing? It wasn't about me. So when we create a life doing what we love, but doing it through the lens of service, that's the magic. And that's all I got, Anna. So I am going to the Final Four to see Carolina stick it to Duke in this epic way, but it all stemmed from doing something greater than me.
That's so inspirational. That's awesome. I loved that story. Wow. And what are your thoughts about the game? Do you think we're gonna win?
Yeah, duh. Of course, of
Okay.
course, it's going to be amazing. And I am so thrilled and honored to be in the house. In fact, I've never been to a live Carolina Duke game, even, yeah, all my years of being a Tar Heel. I've never scored tickets. Better late than
Me
never.
neither.
And I will take this one. I will take this one. So I'm so grateful to the
That's
university,
so
grateful to
exciting.
the dope ass chancellor. Oh, that was, yeah, yes. And I will represent in person for all of us. I'm bringing all of us there. Anna, you're gonna be there. A screen is dedicated to you, girl.
Okay, awesome. I would have loved to go to a Duke UNC game because I'm actually an exchange student here. So I'm only a Tar Heel for one semester. But it's been intense. So like I feel like I've been a Tar Heel for like much longer than that.
It
But
happens.
yeah, I had been told it's very hard to get tickets, but I tried though, but it was impossible. And now home games are over, so not anymore.
But you are
But it's fine.
a Tar Heel for life based on this one semester. And where are you visiting us from, or studying, or where are you based? Where are you from?
I'm from Spain. I'm from Barcelona. And
Nice.
I go to school in Navarra, that's like in the north of Spain. And this is like an exchange semester. I'm majoring in journalism. So yeah, I'm taking most media classes, but I'm taking a drama class too, which is my favorite. I love it. And yeah, and that's it. I'm loving it. I only have 1 month left now, which is crazy.
Oh,
But yeah.
wow. Well, all the
Yeah.
best to you. I'm so
Thank
happy you
you.
had
To
this
you too.
experience to be a Tar Heel for a semester.
Yes.
Spain's not going to be the same when you get back.
No. No. It's gonna be very different, but you know, I don't know. I loved it. Honestly, I loved it here. And
Great.
before saying goodbye, I wanted to ask, just to wrap it up, what advice would you have for someone who's starting or who wants to pursue an acting slash VO career? What's your best advice?
First is to go for it. There are no rules in this life. We make them, and we put limits. I'm not saying things are easy. I've been in this game 22 years. But if it's worth it and if it's on your heart, I say go for it. In terms of actual, I know sometimes when people ask for advice and they give it like these, hey, go for it, live your dreams. It's like, okay, but I need something tangible. The tangible part are honor your relationships. You never know who
Mhm.
you're going to meet. And don't discount folks. Like somebody might be average Joe Monday, but on Sunday, 7 days later, you don't know what his or her path or their path would be. So meet everybody you can, show up. And then when things do get tough, really find that why. And then the deepest and most magical whys are always something that are greater than ourselves. So if you can root it to that, be patient. Oh, okay. David Merritt, he went to Carolina. In fact, I don't know if he still is or not, but he was for a hot second, because his start has risen. He is a writer for the Blacklist, and he was in charge of the Carolina Hollywood internship program for a hot second. When I first moved to town, he gave me some amazing advice. And his advice to me was, it's all about surviving in the meantime. He said, if you stick in the game, it's bound to happen. But the key is you have to survive in the meantime, whether that's mentally, financially, physically. So just stay in the game, but find your path to take care of yourself so you can survive this marathon. So that was very helpful. And what I've been doing recently up until this point, it's been really just having a good time, trusting that it's going to happen and not putting so much pressure on myself, because then you get riled up for nothing, and time is going to pass regardless. So am I going to let time pass and enjoy it, or am I going to let time pass and just be so wound up and got to get these dreams that I forget to smell the flowers?
Okay, I'll have that in mind. Okay.
Okay. Meet people, take classes, stay sharp, and stay in touch with folks. So Anna,
Okay.
we are officially friends, girl. Keep me posted. Yes.
Oh my God, please.
I mean, that is
Awesome.
the truth. That is the truth. So I hope to hear from you.
Please. Oh my God. I am honored. I really hope so. But yeah, thank you again, Janora. Thank you so much. And I can send you the link of our show tomorrow. It's gonna go live on Facebook Watch.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, I can send it, and it's gonna be posted there. So if you want to watch it after we go live, that's good too.
Okay, well, I hope I gave you some good stuff.
Yeah. Oh my God, more than enough. More than than enough for sure. Thank you, Janora. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Go Heels.
Go Heels.